I wish I was a little bit taller. Hi guys, hope you're well. Not very nice out there. So we've got to the point where we've got rid of the tools. I now need to remove this heater and probably need to move the electrics, but for now I'll just leave that there. And then I need to remove these boards, them two over there, this one down here. Remove all these pieces of plasterboard, put there to mask some of the holes up, and then put the black fabric across all this wall to keep the critters out. And then we're ready to use that timber that I bought the other day, plumb this wall up, frame it out, ready for the insulation, and then the face boards. Right, let's get on because it's a bit chilly around the workshop. Won't be too long on today's like today that I'll need this on. If I had more track clamps than that, I left them in there. If I'd have had the Avery before I've had the heater, I wouldn't have needed this because I could have run the heater directly off the DC port on this. Wow, I've just been outside. We had a couple of massive gusts of wind. Been in the house, the electric's off, but at least we've got electric in here. Tried to coax Bo and Gracie out, but they're not having it. Right, we've got rid of the heater. I need to close that hole up. There's a couple of bits of old electrical outlets to remove. That block needs to come off. Need to remove the carbon dioxide. This storm is the outer part of Storm Anna, I think that they're calling it in the UK. That's it in the UK today, Saturday. It's not going to take much prizing off, is it? Hopefully they'll all come off as well as that. This beam needs stabilising. It's actually only sat on by about ½ inch, so I need to do something about that. It's a bit drafty through these holes. There's my hammer. Nice nails. There we have it. Got some remedial work to do with that. People keep saying to me, why don't you just build a new workshop rather than renovate this? But it's a lot more fun renovating a building when you find stuff like that you've got to repair. 2 down, 2 to go. Another town, one more show. That's my wires. Oh, I've got my thing to come off. These are wide boards. That board there is 16.5 inch. If I'd been wanting to buy a 16.5 inch board, oops. Okay, better not throw that one away. A couple of little wasps' nests there, them little mud, might even be bees, them little mud bees. I'm surprised all these boards I've taken off across here and at the other side last year, I didn't find anything more scary behind there. It'd been a perfect place for a wasp's hornet's nest. I've missed a chance. There's half of Lynn's garden in here now, look. Virginia creepers and the like. That came off a lot easier than I thought it would. I thought I might have to cut them off with a recip saw. Moulding. No treasure though. Right, I'll have a tidy up before I do any more. Okay, so I filled a couple of these little smaller mouth soles up. They're just knocks that have fallen out. The top of these boards are flapping, which I always knew they were flapping. There was nothing to fix them to. I just really need to put a bearer on the underside of this rafter, and then on a better day I can go outside and just screw through into that bearer. Something like this. I've got a few bits like this. Just screw them in there. Or am I causing myself trouble? Maybe I should do that after I put the black fabric on. And took the black fabric up there and pull it out at the roof level. Stops things getting into this cavity here. This is out in here. So you keep it. You seen them yet? Pricey. Okay, so not sure what that looks like on camera, but basically for £2, €2, that's just some garden bash membrane, some weed suppressant membrane. So it just stops the insects coming in, nesting in the back of the insulation when I fit the insulation. The insulation, when I buy it, has a wax brown paper on the back to repel insects, or to stop insects anyway. So we put that in with the brown paper to that wall. But this just stops everything falling in bits, and I think for €2 it's a worthwhile thing doing. It's weird already, this has made this space look totally different. It's made the wall look really tall, and it looks quite imposing black like that. The next thing I need to do is just work out what my line is for these timbers. This one's quite easy because I've already bordered this side of this post, so I can just continue that line out there. So I can put a vertical bearer there to take the boards that's going to run into there, and then at this side I need to put another bearer here. Probably need to put a compound post in, really, put 2 pieces in at least, one directly under this beam just to support it, and tie this corner in because there's a little bit of stuff going on here. There's 2 or 3 pieces of timber here, and then put another one on the outside, leaving, so this door frame here, leaving it so I've got round about 25mm from the face of the bearer to the face of this door case. So when I put my 20mm board in there, I have a little 5mm quirk, if you like. Once I get the 2 ends done, I can strike a line between them, put the verticals in, pack them out, do something at the bottom there just to continue that bottom, and then build the boarding up against the ceiling somewhere probably about here. So sloping ceiling to about here, and then flat just as I've got the same at the other end. But I think I'm going to call this video here, so I'll start this work in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's been probably a little bit bitty, if I'm honest, because I've had to do a bit of demolition, move stuff, get this fabric up, keeps the insects out, and from now on everything we put into the workshop is improving it.